Welcome to Minnesota and one of the newest members of the Gannett family, WTCN. We carry a reputation here in Minnesota for being very cold, but you can see it's not so bad here come July. We took over this facility just about a year and a half ago. A level of competence greeted Gannett when we took over WTCN in April of 1983, but it was hardly a newscast designed to attract a major audience. So we had to start from scratch. That provided a lot of opportunities to innovate. Nothing at this station was cast in concrete or even brown paint. Some changes were needed in the style of the station. So here was one of our first ideas, Denise. And honestly, she may have been our best idea all year. Denise works in the news department, and her position is a sort of combination of director and associate producer. She spends her whole day deciding how to make News 11 look good.
The Soviet Union sent condolences and hinted the U.S. may have been involved in the murder. In Pakistan, President Zia praised Gandhi's efforts to build better relations.
James Rood, once believed to be the leader of the child abuse ring, now saying his stories of child molestations by other adults and sex parties were all lies, fabrications aimed at winning leniency for himself. Rood talked to News 11 from his jail cell last night.
I'm relieved that truth is finally coming out.
At the network level, when reporters return from the field with complicated stories, the graphics department takes over. Here at News 11, Denise does the same for us. Of course, we came up with a new set and new anchors too, but there isn't a lot about that that's new to the industry, except for the weather guy.
If you don't have to wander out into your backyard, don't. Stay home.
He does the weather outdoors.
A good friend or a good book, and just ignore the atrocities taking place outside your window.
It's the most promotable item we have right now. When it's really cold, the market talks about Paul Douglas and the greenhouse that leads to his backyard.
So if they're looking at me kind of funny, it's because they can't quite figure out what I'm doing out here in this weather.
Our attempts to bolster the photography staff were aided greatly by the fact that we needed all new cameras and cars, and that Gannett was willing to get them for us. But we needed ideas, too. Moving from the NPPA Station of the Year in Denver to WTCN was like moving from a 48 share to a 7. In fact, that's exactly what it was like. The Super Booth helps. It's just an editing booth, but it combines a small switcher from Grass Valley and a Sony 800 editor to create minor effects without master control. One other new idea is the quarterly photo show. Each quarter, we do a newscast devoted to photography. It helps to build a photographer's skill level, and it teaches reporters how to use video effectively. Every story is controlled by one measuring stick. How's it look? If it's a meeting, it's a reader. The program produces some great pictures, but more important, it helps build a link for the team in the field based on pictures. Jim Seeger's constant push for series that are not 5-parters sent us into the month-long School Salute. For 30 days in November, every news close, every morning show open, and a segment of every newscast were devoted to schools. We had reports on teacher negotiations, on statistical studies, series on the top 6 schools in the state as picked by the federal government. and the top 6 teachers in the state, as selected by the State Teachers Association. And a simple addition. One call to the state education department got us a list of every school in the state, and a poll that reflected growing problems and falling problems in our schools. All it took was a mailing of about 400 letters and one afternoon tallying the results.
WTCN TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
We also spent the days from Memorial Day to D-Day saluting those who served with station IDs, promos, public service messages, and a series done on the beaches of Normandy to run back-to-back with the material we got from Gannett's flying squad.
How does a person talk about D-Day? How can it be explained or shown what D-Day meant to those who experienced it and why they went through it? The pictures of the invasion are awesome.
Who's to say how much this salute meant to us? We did get 4 extra share points in the May book.
They can't bring the awesome feelings home.
To go with the computers we got from Gannett, these simple Radio Shack units. They cost less than $500 each. Our bureaus can use them to put scripts directly into the IBM unit in the newsroom, ready to be pulled up anytime they're needed. We even got one for the Washington Bureau. Now, we don't have to sit on the phone for hours taking dictation from someone who should be out gathering information. And once you know how to use the Radio Shack computer, you can link it to our electronic typewriters from Canon. They will print out scripts without errors. Since all our anchors and producers have these electronic typewriters, they can receive scripts directly from the bureaus. For the viewer and for the boss, we have the Yes Desk.
Good afternoon, News 11. This is Don Wells.
What general manager doesn't go crazy over failure to answer the phone in the news department? At News 11, we have Don Wells, an assistant to the consumer reporter in most other stations. But here, he answers problems from our own consumers. His job is to get an answer to any complaint, find an answer for any question that comes in,
55427.
even the ones from upstairs.
Yes, ma'am. The information is free.
The momentum builds. In just 1 year, News 11 has expanded with more equipment, dedication, and professionalism than ever before.
We adopted a momentum theme for promotions, claiming our ratings were going up, just about the time they actually did.
Thanks to you, the momentum is building. You are making News 11 momentum worth watching.
I'm Ray Niekamp, the assignment editor at News 11.
And we filled the heavy promotion schedule that follows Christmas by offering airtime to any station employee who wanted to tell the audience one reason why he or she was happy to be working for News 11.
1983 gave me the opportunity to bring a lot of great stories to the folks in 11 countries.
Like the Minnesota State Fair and the live shows I produced then, and the St. Paul Winter Carnival, an event that warms the winter with flair.
In 1984, I promise, News 11 will bring you both the news you can use and the good news. Happy New Year from News 11.
We had about 50 different promos playing during the post-Christmas season, all saying about the same thing, all in the words of our own employees, all done on their own time, volunteer labor, essentially, for the promotion department.
There are thousands of places left for us to go here in 11 country in 1984, so come along for the ride. And have a Happy New Year from News 11.
And we needed a lot of other ideas to fill the hour with material that would keep it moving. We have bureaus, as do most Gannett stations, but we have a non-traditional one in Duluth. We share the bureau with a TV station in that market. They pay the reporter, Gannett pays the photographer. They supply editing, we get the camera, and it costs half as much. A business segment inside the newscast has been a hit locally. And so we don't miss those updates every day, we have a reporter who produces a segment of follow-ups and updates. So it's cold in Minnesota. Not so cold that you can't go outdoors for New Year's Eve. Our broadcast last December 31st drew about 50,000 people downtown.
don't know. I can't figure this out, Marty. What is this, anyway?
I don't know. This is an awfully tall piece, whatever it is.
And for the third week of the new year, we moved Newscope outdoors. We just built a desk out of ice at the Winter Carnival.
2 tons of ice.
Who's to worry about the cold winter temperatures? There's an expression up here, 30 below keeps out the riffraff. And as I told you earlier, this time of year it gets pretty nice.